walk through the blood. Yeah, he leads us. But since we find ourselves now in the judge's chambers in the First Circuit Court of Caesarea Philippi, observing what can only be described as a deposition, and given the fact that the prosecutor, the accuser of the brethren, seems to have missed the opportunity to actually raise this objection, let's take a careful look at these two questions. Consider the structure of the question. Whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? Men and Son of Man. Men and Son of Man. It's an interesting thing that he actually phrased it that way simply because the fact that he calls himself the Son of Man speaks to his humanity.
Yeah.
And it speaks to the intimate and positive relationship with the people. But at the same time, that phrase, Son of Man, also aligns him with Daniel's description of the exalted figure.
Come on.
The Messiah, and even the end of times. Now, mind you, while we'll visit that second question, let us continue our dissection of this question. What exactly did he ask? Now, I'm trying to hurry to my seat. What exactly did he ask? Jesus asked a question, but not only is the question, what did he ask, but more specifically, who did he ask? Jesus asked those who spent time.
Yes, he did.
He asked those who witnessed him being proclaimed by John the Baptist, witnessed him being baptized in the Jordan and affirmed by God, by the voice of God and the presence of the Holy Spirit as a dove. He asked those who witnessed him preach that long sermon on the mount.
Hello.
Y'all say amen, otherwise I'll go ahead and preach all 14 pages. He asked those who actually watched him heal the leper, the centurion's son, Peter's mother-in-law. He actually asked those who actually were there dealing with the wind and the waves. He asked those who actually watched him cast out the demon at Gadara. He asked those who actually watched him heal the palsied man in Capernaum, heal the woman with the issue of blood, turn around, heal that multitude of folks. Then turn around, heal the one with the withered hand. I actually watched him deal with that boy that had that vexing spirit that would sometimes throw him in the fire and then sometimes toss him in the water. He actually dealt with the same folks that watched him feed 4,000 with 3 fish and 5 little loaves of bread. He then turned around and watched them, 5,000 with 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread, but I usually get them mixed up because in that same book of Matthew, he also fed 4,000 with about 3 fish, or it says a few fish and 7 loaves. Numbers, whatever you get the chance. But he asked these folks who had witnessed him do all this, but the reason he asked them is because he asked them because they claimed to be with and for him, but their belief and behavior didn't show it.
Well,
I'm not going to tarry here for too long because I've seen just about every face it will. I've seen just about everybody's. I know, Richard, your nose and your eyes up in here now. I know that you're saved. I've heard you testify that you're saved, like you're saved, sanctified, filled with the precious gift of the Holy Ghost, and that with the mighty burden of God. You speak with the tongues of the Spirit of the Lord give us. I heard that. I've seen that. But that don't necessarily deal with us. But if you know somebody whose behavior does not match up with their belief, you might want to tell them that Jesus is asking a question.
well,
Help yourself, Richard.
Since you claim to be with me and since you claim to be for me, I'm asking you this question. But also there's this thing of association and assumption. There's a problem with association and assumption. Just because I get in somebody's car and somebody else got a pound of coke in their pocket, and then they decide that they're going to tap that person off the jail, and they're going to impound the car. Why do I have to end up going to jail with them?
come on here.
I ain't know nothing about it, but you was with him.
No, never.
He asked the ones that had witnessed all that. He asked the ones that claimed to be with him and for him. He asked the ones who represented him. That's one of my biggest problems with a lot of preachers. None of the preachers here, I love y'all. I ain't found not never a problem with none of the preachers up here.
We love you, brother.
But there are a bunch of preachers who actually take that concept of being one of God's ambassadors and have turned out to be a bastard. Well, I can't say let me
Help yourself, preacher.
stick to what I.
Well,
I'm
well,
gonna stick to
well.
my notes. That way I'm safe.
Well, well, well.